In this lesson, we're going to take a quick look at a concept called squash and stretch. And squash and stretch really just means that if something is stretching on one side, it's squashing on the other. Generally speaking, this usually has to do with actuation points. So if we pretend this is our hand over here, and this is our forearm and the upper arm. If the actuation point here was to move up in this fashion, we would get a compression on one side and we'd get a stretching on the other. And so this really is the very basics of squash and stretch, that because of a mechanical feature of the anatomy, when the movement occurs, we will get a compression of muscle on one side and a stretching of the muscle on the other side. Now, where this also applies and is extremely relevant, and we will cover this in more detail later in the course, is in terms of character facial expressions. Now, the head also has an actuation point on it, which would be the jaw, somewhere around there. And of course, that is going to have the expected squashing and stretching occurring as the mouth opens and closes. And it's something we want to be aware of, so that we're always keeping in mind what is happening to the muscles, what is happening mechanically, and where should we be squashing and stretching the actual skin surface area of our characters. But when we come to the face, because there are so many muscles on the face, there are quite a range of movements. So the mouth area can move to a degree. The nose has a kind of a small range of movement, but it can move. The eyebrows have a range of movements as well. We also have the eyelid movements, the brow movements, and so on. There are many different movements that can occur. And so squash and stretch also tends to happen on the muscular level, even when there aren't points of actuation in terms of the actual bone structure. So we really just want to take a quick look at what the concept of squash and stretch is. It's not a vastly broad subject really for us, although probably for animators it's something that they really scrutinize over, because of course they need to be aware of it in every single scene that they're sketching out. But nevertheless, squash and stretch is an important thing we want to keep in mind to keeping that realism and that believability, should I say more that believability in our pieces, so that their skin seems like skin, their muscles seem like muscles, and so we are persuading the viewer more so of the existence of this character. And that is our quick overview of squash and stretch.